Ever notice how some people just walk into a room and it's like, bam, everyone listens when they talk?
Oh, totally.
And it's not always about what they say, it's
Right.
how they say it, you know?
Absolutely.
So today we're diving into that, the power of language.
Okay.
Specifically, 10 verbs that can make you a more effective communicator, especially in professional settings.
Yeah, it's like having a toolkit, right?
Totally.
But for words.
Yes.
Words that convey not just meaning, but confidence, authority.
Exactly. And we've got this awesome resource. It's actually for English language learners.
Okay.
But honestly, I think these are words everyone can benefit from, like revisiting.
Oh, 100%.
You know?
Even as native speakers, we fall into habits.
Yeah.
These verbs they add polish,
Yes.
precision.
Okay, so let's jump right in.
Yeah.
How about the word delegate?
Okay.
I used to think that was such a CEO word.
Right.
But it's about so much more than just bossing people around.
You hit it on the head. It's about trust. It's about efficiency.
Yeah.
It's playing to people's strengths.
Strengths, yeah.
You're strategically assigning tasks to the right people so everyone can operate at their best.
And that makes me think about another word, allocate. Time, resources, mental energy.
Oh, for sure.
We're constantly having to allocate things well to be effective.
Exactly. And it's those strategic decisions, right?
Yeah.
Like how to distribute resources to get the most impact.
Okay.
Think about it even on just a single project.
Right.
Being able to allocate your budget, right? Your personnel, time, that's essential for success.
It's true. And sometimes allocating resources means having those tough conversations about saying no to some things.
100%.
Which leads me to justify.
Okay, I see the connection.
Right.
Because you have to justify why you allocated things a certain way.
Exactly.
It's those logical reasons, the evidence to back up your choice.
It's not just because I said so anymore, right?
Nope, not at this level.
Yeah.
Justify. Takes it up a notch. It shows you've put thought into it, consideration.
It builds buy-in too. Right?
Exactly. Gets everyone on board.
Which makes me think about collaborate.
Oh, essential in any workplace, right?
Absolutely.
That shared goal.
Yeah.
The sense of partnership. We're in this together to achieve something bigger than any one of us alone.
If you're enjoying this podcast, don't forget to like the video. Share it with friends who might find it helpful. Make sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you don't miss our next video. Let us know in the comments what topic you'd like to hear.
You know, it's funny though, sometimes the best collaboration comes from a little bit of disagreement.
Oh, interesting.
Or at least being willing to voice different perspectives.
Okay, yeah.
Which brings us to negotiate.
Ooh, that one.
Which I think people shy away from.
Yeah, it can feel a little confrontational.
But it doesn't have to be.
True.
It's not about being aggressive.
Exactly.
Or like, you have to win.
No.
It's about finding that common ground.
Common ground, yeah.
Figuring out what does the other person need.
Their motivations, yeah.
And then a solution that works for everybody.
Compromise.
Like deciding where to go to dinner with your family, you know?
Right, exactly.
So we've got delegate, allocate, justify, collaborate, negotiate.
It's a lot, right?
It is.
But that's just a few.
I know.
And what's fascinating is how these words, they don't just convey the meaning. They help you navigate these complex situations at work.
Okay.
But with confidence.
Yes.
And clarity.
Okay, so we talked about those. Let's shift gears a bit.
Okay.
To a word that's all about accession.
Okay, I like it.
Initiate.
All right.
Because we've all worked with those people, right?
Oh, yeah.
All talk, no action.
Ideas people.
Yes, but initiate.
That's where the rubber meets the road.
It does.
It suggests you're proactive.
Yes.
You take charge, get things moving.
Instead of she's working on some marketing stuff.
Right, exactly.
She initiated the new marketing campaign.
Much stronger.
It is.
Shows leadership.
Yes.
Even if you're not the boss per se.
Right. It's that initiative.
Exactly.
But then once you initiate something, you got to actually do it.
Got to do it. Yeah.
Which is where implement comes in.
The execution.
Yes.
Turning those ideas, those plans into something real.
Tangible.
You've got it.
It's not just, we should revamp the website.
Right.
It's actually doing it.
It shows you've got the skills to follow through.
Yes.
Okay,
we've covered a lot here, taking charge, making it happen. But what about when things don't go according to plan?
Oh, always happen.
Always.
That's when you evaluate.
Ooh, okay.
You got to take a step back, honestly assess, did it work?
Yeah.
What could we have done differently?
That's how we learn, you know?
Exactly. Individually as a team, Essential.
It shows that growth mindset, too.
100%. Willing to learn from the successes, but also the missteps.
Speaking of learning, sometimes we got to ask for help.
Oh, all the time.
Right. Clarification.
Can't be experts on everything.
Exactly. And that's our word. Clarify. Okay, before we jump into clarify, though, let's hit pause, reflect on what we've got so far.
Yeah, it's good to just take a breath.
Yeah.
See where we're at.
Like stepping back from a painting.
Exactly.
Before you add the next brush stroke.
100%. Helps you catch those things.
Yeah.
That you might have missed otherwise.
Totally. Like, oh, wait a minute.
Right.
I need to clarify something before we go any further.
Exactly, because clarify, that's a word that just opens the door.
It does.
For better communication, make sure everyone's on the same page,
Yeah.
It's about not being afraid to ask those questions.
Right.
Can you explain that a bit more?
Can you clarify that for me?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid to say, I don't get it.
Yeah.
Nobody knows everything.
It's true. And it's funny, I'm realizing as we talk about these,
Yeah.
some of them, they feel more relevant in certain situations. Like clarify is my go-to word in meetings.
Okay.
But then when it comes to giving feedback,
Yeah.
acknowledge feels really important.
See, that's the thing, right?
Yeah.
The context for these words makes a difference. And you're right. Acknowledge. That's huge for feedback.
It is.
Because it's showing the other person you've heard them.
Yeah.
Understood their perspective. Even if
you don't agree with it.
Even if you don't agree exactly.
Right.
It shows respect, openness.
It does. And it just makes for a more productive conversation overall.
100%. Less defensive,
Yeah.
Instead of, you're wrong.
Right.
It's, I acknowledge your concerns.
Yeah.
But here's another way to think about it.
Yes, exactly. So it's not dismissive.
No, not at all.
It's like, I hear you, but...
Exactly. Validating, but also offering that alternative.
It's funny thinking about these 10 verbs.
Yeah.
It's not just about like sounding smarter at work.
Right.
It's about building better relationships too, which I didn't expect.
That's such a great point. I love that you brought that up.
Yeah.
Because at the core, it is about communication, right?
Mm-hmm.
And good communication, that's the foundation for any strong relationship.
Totally.
Colleagues, clients, your family.
Your friends. Like they give you this toolkit for navigating all those little like interpersonal dynamics.
100%. Because let's face it, workplaces can be tricky.
They can be.
Power dynamics, different communication styles.
Totally.
But these words, they give you the tools to advocate for yourself.
Yeah.
Build consensus, handle conflict productively.
It's sure. It's like they empower you to be better at work.
Exactly, to create that positive, productive environment.
Okay, so we're wrapping up our deep dive into these 10 verbs.
Time flies.
It does.
When you're having fun with the vocabulary.
I know, right? So of all of these, which one do you think is the most, versatile?
Ooh, good question. That's a good question. Really makes you think.
Yeah.
It's tough because they're all so valuable,
Right.
But if I had to pick one,
Yeah.
I'd probably go with evaluate.
Really? Evaluate. Interesting.
Think about it.
Okay.
It's at the core of like critical thinking, problem solving,
Okay.
personal growth even.
Tell me more about that.
Okay, so it's about taking that step back from anything, a project, a conversation, even just a decision you made for yourself.
Yeah.
And you're asking, what worked?
Oh, yeah.
What didn't work? And what did I learn from all of it?
I think I tend to limit evaluate in my mind
Oh, yeah.
to like the formal stuff,
Okay, I see.
like a performance review at work.
Right. Or when a project's over.
Exactly.
But it's so much broader than that.
Yeah, you're right. It's almost like,
It's a mindset
yes.
more than just the word itself.
Okay.
Because if you're approaching things with that openness to evaluate,
Yeah.
you're always going to be improving, refining how you see things, making better choices.
If you're enjoying this podcast, don't forget to like the video. Share it with friends who might find it helpful. Make sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you don't miss our next video. Let us know in the comments what topic you'd like to hear.
So it's not just about sounding smarter, it's about actually being smarter.
Exactly, got it.
I love that.
It's a journey, not a destination, right?
It is. And it made me think too about something you said earlier.
Yeah.
These words, it's not just about sounding more professional.
Right.
It actually helps us be more professional.
Because language is powerful.
It is.
We don't always realize it, but the words we choose, they matter.
So true.
They shape how people see us, but also how we see ourselves.
It's like they give us this framework,
Exactly.
for better communication. And then that has ripple effects everywhere.
100%. At work, at home, everywhere.
So it's not just about memorizing a list.
No.
It's about understanding the why behind it all.
The nuance.
Yes, and using that to achieve your goals.
Exactly.
Well, on that note, I think we've done a pretty good job evaluating today's topic, wouldn't you say?
I think we did all right.
So to everyone listening, I hope you'll experiment with these 10 verbs. See how they feel in your professional life. You might be surprised by the difference they make, not just in how people respond to you, but in how you feel about yourself too.
It's all about finding your voice, right?
Exactly. And until next time, keep those conversations flowing and those words powerful.